Ku Klux, aliasly known as Ghetto Girl. You have a good question there. In the first video that you watched, you said the guy with the blue hat was pretty easy to tell that he was definitely out there in the ozone layer somewhere. But the second one you question, and the reason why is because it was biblical based. And what you have is a very good question, and I think this is where a lot of the confusion comes with a lot of people, because when we look at churches, we think of safety, we think that it's a good place to go, and that is a very common thought and thread within our Western society today. I'm not against churches, not at all, but I'm against some bad ones. And those are the ones that I'd like to help people to identify. I am a Christian from the top of my head to the bottom of my toe, and by no reason or stretch of the imagination do I want to make anybody be against the Christian church. But I do want you to look at the behaviors of some that claim to be Christian that may be operating under a different spirit. And those are the ones that I would like to help anyone to identify. And so I pulled out on the web, there's 3 different or 4 different definitions of cults, what a cult is. And the first definition of a cult is comes from the word Latin, meaning culture or cultus. And it says that anyone that denotes all that involved in worship, ritual, and this definition actually can add in all the denominations and sects of all world religions, and it kind of more like of a culture or a sect or what we would have as a culture practice. Okay, and it really it's very vague and very broad and could add in everybody and everything. Okay, then we have the Christian definition of what a cult is. And its cult is any group would deviate from Christian Orthodox historical Christianity. An example, the deity of Jesus Christ, his physical resurrection, his personal and physical return to the earth, and salvation alone by faith. This definition only covers the groups which are cults in the Christian religion. It does not cover cults without the world religions such as Islam or Hinduism or any others. It does not cover the psychological, commercial, or educational cults, which does not recognize the Bible as a source of reality. The universal definition, which I tend to kind of gravitate to this one, is a cult is any group which has a pyramid-type authoritarian leadership structure with all teaching and guidance coming from the person or persons at the top. The group will claim to be the only way to God, paradise, ultimate reality, full potential, way to happiness, and will use thought reform or mind control techniques to gain control and keep their members. This definition covers the cults within all major world religions, along with the cults which are have no obvious religious basis, such as commercial, education, and psychological cults. Others may define these little differently, but this is simply the way in the work that in the dimension that they operate in. Another Orthodox biblical-based cult, and I like this one too. And this is the one that you had a question about. So a group is called a cult because of their behavior, not their doctrine. Some cults teach the basis of Christianity faith, but have behavior patterns that are abusive and controlling and cultic. This occurs in charismatic or charismatic churches. These group teachings central doctrine of a Christian faith, and they add an extra authoritarianism of leadership and some particular writings. They center around the interpretation of the leader and submission and unquestionable acceptance of these essential to be a member in good standing. This acceptance includes that we consider non-essential doctrine, and the key is that they will be using mind control or undue influence on their members. So this is something to check out. Just because they say Jesus doesn't necessarily mean that they practice like him. Just because they claim Christianity doesn't mean that they are authentic, Christ-like in their operation. The Bible says that there's dogs on the outside, there's wolves on the inside. I'd much rather deal with a dog than deal with a wolf any day. So beware the wolves. Also, they call them snakes. And vipers, not just snakes, I mean, they're poisonous ones. And they're in the Christian church setting. And the Bible does speak about that, and it's something that you definitely want to do a little research on. So I hope that I answered your question. And if you have any more, please do ask.